Okay. I'm back. I think I'm gonna have to say this is not gonna be a VOD on YouTube. With as many breaks and fall aparts I've had. However, I do appreciate y'all sticking around for all of the blue screens that have occurred. Anywho, Existential Crisis 3, Iron Teeth, Hard Mode, Timberpunk2. We've learned a few things through our other plays thus far. It's the only blue we've had so far. Accurate. Because there's no water! I have learned things. Partly, get the geothermal immediately. Try and get the aquifer immediately. This is gonna sound awful, but separate my herd and wish them well on their way. As unfortunate as it is. So, I'm gonna do a lot of pathing, planning. This thing threw me for a loop, and I'm glad Wabbit, the guy that popped in for a moment, mentioned the whole you can walk on storage buildings. It didn't click immediately, but then it clicked. Anywho. Things I must do. Science. Things I must also do. I don't think it has to be that far out. Water. Can I this way around? No. Dum-ba-dum-dum. Boom, boom, boom. I guess there's a reason for me to destroy a building yet, but that's going to be my access to metal later. That's probably why it was set up that way. I do definitely want to make sure they don't eat those blueberries. That's going to be children's once I get that far. Initial setup, I do think I want at least one science machine, so there's that. This needs to actually connect by that. Once I can get geothermal, that will be placed. Water pump comes part of the standard kit. Alright. So here's current design, but now I need trees. Whatever y'all can reach, chop it. That is my command. Okay. And at this moment, I'm doing a save. Okay. Here we go. for the sake of reaching these planks, I'm going to get this built. I'll need those for the geothermal. I'm going to low priority the builders. I don't necessarily need those screws immediately that I know of, but build that path out so I can have the chopper. Alright. We're up and moving. We're going to low priority that for the moment. My next thought was to get rid of some beavers. I do not need them drinking all of that water, because otherwise it's going to go fast. On that note, I'm going to sacrifice 4. As sad as it may be. Collect as many trees as they can while they are around. No, I did that weird. And 4. Okay. So that will leave me with 9 at the main base. This is brutal, I know. But this is a brutal map. And this is the solution I'm coming up with. Did everything just break? Autosave. Okay. They can also help with building that water doodad. If they live long enough for such a task to be assigned to them. Heck, I might make that one of their focuses. No, not path. Energy. Dun, 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 dun. I just have to trust that everything else is... No builders means no science. I need one of you doing that science thing. So I can get geothermal. I need one of you doing a building, actually. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Bum 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 bum. Ba-da-ba-da-da-ba. Cannot connect his district crossing. Yeah. Like that. Maybe put a hopper out here. 16th hour has hit. They're going to sleep for the night. That works for me. I don't have the science yet, but you should come back tomorrow. I'm gonna high prioritize that. I don't know what else you're working on at the moment. I think I'm gonna go ahead and build to the second water tower. Won't connect it fully yet though. I'll be ready for it. Pathways. Really doesn't matter which is first. I'm gonna give that low priority for now, just to keep them off of building it, but maybe they should. One open, one vacancy. It's a tree chopping. That's fine. I may reclaim one of those 4 from the far side. I'm gonna mark that tree for demolish because it's annoying. Same for that one. I know originally I was thinking they need to chop all these trees because that's all I got, but yep, we're back. Hi, Crowbar. I have decided to split my forces and 07 these 4 when the time shall come. But that leads into another problem. One unassigned? Why is who is unassigned? Homie from this base came to help. Appreciate it. Why are you not demolishing that? Oh, because I high priority that. That makes sense. Okay, now you can pause and go for some of these trees. $24 metal. Interesting. So that's going to be used to make my own aquifers. If and when. If and when. Alright, I've got science. I can do the energy thing. Unlocking. Jezamalu grew up. Alright, so you're at full capacity as far as workforce goes now. Out of food, out of water. 07. It'll be these 9 beavers. That will see me to survival. I wish he would have focused these on the power line, but that's okay. I'm beginning to regret that I selected 4. But if I can get water going, I can get blueberries to have a couple more kits. It's all dependent on water. Heavily so. Alright. Night of day 2. Save. I'll have y'all build out whatever you can towards the last of your lifespan. Maybe keep 1 as a chopper. Hopefully he'll get that tree. Those 2 trees. I don't think he will because nearby... Yeah, that's way too far out. Builderman, you're working on that. That's good. That's fine. I'm going to high prioritize that for the planks. Same on that tree. Instead of building, you break those. Really don't know what to comment on while I'm just kind of waiting on them to all build out and do their things. But overall, I think 3 restarts, and I'm not saying I've got it smooth sailing in any situation yet, but 3 restarts to try and get water even started. Overall, not too shabby. What do you think of the map? Fun? Very, very difficult. But yeah. Fun. I just hate that streaming it, my computer absolutely refused to cooperate. I mean, it's working now, but at potato settings and 7 crashes. A bit excessive, if you ask me. You want to build a tree chopper right there, perhaps? Mr. Builderman. Stranded beaver? Are you serious, dude? Get on the other side and rebuild it. Poor dehydrated beavers. I will say, they do last quite a while despite being dehydrated and thirsty. I will give them credit there. I have 171. 82 here. Nice, they did good work. They did a damn fine job, if I do say so. My curiosity is, once this is on, I get 50 days. But at that point, once it is on, can I start farming? I feel like the answer is no. Where does that lead? Just a little spot. Also, end of day 3, I'm gonna hit save. Ba-da-dum-bum. I have a beaver without a job in this location. Talus grew up, that's why. Okay. Honestly, I might have him on building with the other guy. The good news is a partial of the energy line is ready. They have finished drinking that water tank, which means I'm ready to connect this water tank. That also means he needs to finish building that building below. He's really focused on the geothermal. I have 2 more kits. Go ahead and open up those spots whenever they do grow up to be builders. Indeed, lack of water. Indeed. $267, but that is stacked behind metal. That would be a godsend right now, though. Problem with metal is you can't... Can you prioritize it? No. Interesting, though. I think I'm better off trying to get to this one next. Yeah, half work speed for hunger and dehydration. Your services will be noted in the log. Dang, they already drank 11 water from that. Yeah, my next then... I need to get a plank maker up and going. Cutting it close. Yep. Yep, indeed. So if I can get a plank maker, I can build 2 staircases. I have enough science to get staircases, which is good. I'm doing it. The downside, though, is I have to also now consider metal. I have to get the metal out of the way. Conveniently, the metal flag is free. Have I tried pumping from the polluted water? So, I have not. But I know it can't be done. Like, polluted water at 100% pollution, your pumps function at 0 productivity. Dude drank 2 drops. Leave some for the rest of everybody. Goodness. Alright. Bad news. I have 12 water. That is not going to last me but 1 more day. And then we save at the end of day 3. Day 4? Day 4. These guys are surprisingly resilient, though. I got rid of the ones that were in the way of the power lines, so that go back on oaks. The tanks look weird because they were remnant tanks and not ones that I built. Yeah, all of the current structures aside from the science lab were left behind. They're human tanks, indeed. Drought approacheth. Well, that's considerate. Jar's supposed to be working on the power line. That should count out of y'all's range now, no? Yeah. Out of range. No? How are you still insistent on coming here to build the thing? I'm confused by your logic, so I'm going to do this. Alrighty. 10 water remaining. I'm not going to be able to get planks, much less water. Guy working on this stuff. Change of plans. Leave that to the stranded beavers. This next tank needs to come online. The other problem is I need a stair to get up there even. That would be the shortest path. Do one of these doohickeys. Tin water in a dream. District 2 beavers know they're doomed. I think so. They're following their own directives. Indeed. Yeah, water's gonna run out a lot quicker than food. I'm surprised corn rations are still doing quite well. I see that's now technically disconnected, so you know what? Send a worker to make planks. I'm breaking into the plank territory. Need a spot to store them, though. There's a chance. There is a chance. But now District 1 is out of water. The underground food caches are crazy. I agree. Problem I'm gonna run into though. This isn't enough to power both the plank maker and the aquifer. But I do have this running at half capacity anyways. Save. So these guys have been running at least 5 days with no water. I think hunger's about to get to them though. Did not choose a wise embarkment location. The workshop mod page detailed info thing explained it as this was the last known place of any potential survivability. You know, lore and stuff. It's all that's left. Four of them didn't choose, they were thrust into it. F to pay respects. District 2 has fallen. I'll take that down to 2 builders. That should be plenty. Can you chop that tree already? We need water, buddy. Are we gonna get water? Is the aquifer gonna come online? Ooh! There's no water to be pumped at the moment, but I appreciate you. It's doing the thing! It's doing the thing. It's not flowing a direction I can pump it from. Oh, bother. Pause. What does this look like underground? Autosave? Yep, okay. Okay, so that's just where the puddle's gonna puddle. Understood. So the problem now is I need to be on the other side. This is defunct because of how it's pouring out. I understand. So then. This is my water pumping station. And this is obsolete. I have 45 days to collect as much water as I can before it is obliterated. Pump 2 is exactly where you put your first one. Right. It just makes sense. I just was not thinking of water flow when I placed the first one. A hot dog, we have some green on the map now. Alright, when they build that stairs, this is not going to be needed. Not considered connected because of other things. He's working on it. Not sure if the bomb would blow up the aquifer. Yes. Yes, it will. It's highlighted red. Unfortunately. I have 211 sticks. That's good. So my next thought here, I need to get farm going. Or go collect some of these kohlrabis and stuff from the underground. I need a kohlrabi and a blueberry building. I've got a blueberry building, technically. Kohlrabi building. Day one with no water. We made it to night number 5. I was wondering if the block you build the aquifer gets destroyed. I'm going to say yes. With as cruel as this map has been thus far, I'm going to say yes. And with access to water, I can start worrying about kits. Do this number. I don't have enough workers for all of this. I did sacrifice quite a few. But to be able to get a farm up and going will be big. They're about to finish the water pump. Corn rations are slowly running out. I think at this point I can connect the blueberries. Science dude, have you been sciencing daily? You have. I got 50 points. What's it take for a forester? 30. Okay. We're getting it. The thing I don't know about drought. We're pumping water. The thing I don't know about drought. Are aquifers affected? My hope is that they are not. $27 productivity. So it's kind of slow to water. But output demand is being met, so that's good. Oh, it only uses 75. Where was I getting... I don't know where I was getting the number I came up with. Storage. I want a spot for metal. Time to connect more geothermal. The problem with that is I need more planks. And right now it is sufficient. I thought it was insufficient because for some reason I thought the plank makers used more. 75. Yeah. So I think my next endeavor is to get to this metal so I can build my own aquifer. 25 gears, 15 metal. Okay. Got our two little worker dudes doing their little working thing. I dare say you can change your focus up this direction. And honestly, if I think about it, I'd slap down a few water tanks. So home dude doesn't just have to run an entire mile. Can't necessarily afford a hauling post at the moment either. I think it's time to bring in kits to the equation. Nope, nope, nope. I wanted to see ages. 23, 26, 11, 30, 33. Okay, so they're all relatively young. Houses? What about houses? It would help with their happiness, yes. That is a thing to do long term. Have the wood. It would make them work faster. And live longer. Needing planks. Okay, it is a prioritized building. Looks like the puddle is filling up efficiently. I need more beavers. Now that I've solved the water crisis. Yes, there is a bomb under the starting building. However, it is currently dormant. And not starting building, but geothermal building. So the district building will survive, but geothermal will be gone after whenever. I don't know when it explodes. Oh, I didn't save. Okay. I'm starting to think maybe I do want 2 water pumps. Problem is I don't have many beavers I could spare for additional water pumping. Could adjust some of the tree choppers, I guess. I think it's a needs must moment. Drought has started. Does this still pump? The answer is no. And it's a 6-day drought. Oh, bother. You would think an aquifer would still work. You would think. What is this guy doing? Where are you? Where is this guy? thirsty. Well, if you can chop this tree, we can build our way to that water well. Alternatively, where is no one building? You are trying to build the farmhouse. No, what are y'all doing? Constantly thirsty is what's happening, I think. Alright, well, I've given them orders. They know what to go for now. The Kohlrabi underground, not all that important. They were building water tanks, I see. This constant back and forth of I'm thirsty. Not good. The only good thing I've got going for me now, though, is that this water is at least deep enough that I can still pump through the drought. Alright, are you going for that tree? Very good. That's this worker. Okay. And if you could grab this metal instead first, that would be great. He's not. Alright, water troubles are not quite solved yet, but we're getting there. What's the capacity on that? 300. That's pretty generous. $28 food. Oh man, this just does not get easier the longer you play, does it? Alright, corn rations are running out. Crowbar's going to sleep. Night, Crowbar. Thank you for jumping in. guess that makes sense. As much as I want to get those oaks chopped, needed elsewhere. Let's add some happiness. Let's build a shrub at the intersection. I was also supposed to be thinking of where do I want their house building was one thing. I think I'm in a spot where I can offer them housing, so... Alright, we're gonna give that low priority. I need home dude to grab the metal. Of course, he's grabbing the wrong metal, whatever. And if you can chop this tree, I'd be extremely grateful. Food is running low. Food is running out. That's why I'm aiming for the kohlrabis. I think I can get away with a few blueberry bushes. I'd really like to get trees. I'm gonna do short-lived trees because I'm expecting the water to dry up. I think that is just enough green to still count plantable. We'll find out. My next thought is potentially where could I water dump once I have enough water? Also, the fact that this is under... Like, can you collect from a flooded building? Is that a thing? Got 42 days remaining. Where are my workers currently? Doing whatever the heck they feel is appropriate at the moment. I understand. Alright, tree is down. We have access to another water tank. You are thirsty. Grab you a drink. Okay, they're building a metal storage. That guy's gonna have to collect all 30 metal before he gets the one at the front door. Goodness. What's the kohlrabi situation? Is it open? Yes. Very good. Alright, so when they eat that corn, I'm going to make that a kohlrabi. And then I need to focus on getting farm going fast. Farm is going. Perfect. None of these can be eaten on their own except kohlrabi. We farming. I'll have to fix paths later, but... Whew. Oh, we're now net positive on water. Go ahead and make it a kohlrabi storage. I mean, does it have to be empty first? Like, they'll still eat it. Will they? Alright, I'll take your advice. Waiting for previous stock to be removed. Okay, they're gonna eat it tonight. Oh, buddy. Oh, and we have our first hatchling in the pod. Also, I'm realizing I'm coming up on time for the night. So I'm thinking... Oh, wait, save. Thinking what I will do... I would like to get through the drought. I don't see that quite possible. I'm going to go ahead and speed everything up a notch. I do think the playing at 1x speed helped tremendously in giving me ample think time. I do wish that this water lasts the entire time frame. I know productivity is going down because it's starting to pollute, or rather the remaining pollution is a thing. But mostly I want to stay green so that I can keep my gardens and things going. How do I prioritize basket emptying? Well, I guess I can. 3 days, produce 2. Okay. Hold 200. Autosave. And I guess they're just going to eat it before they empty it, so okay. That works for me. Oh, sure enough. That's what I was afraid of. But I have to pump that water. Bummer. Yeah, those crops are dead. Well, at least a few will survive. Well, being high school, that shrub made them so happy. Map, high score, 3. Goodness. And pretty soon they're going to have a house to sleep in at night. Even more happy. Okay, yeah, you've got some chopping range. At 54 water. Alright, I have to know, can I collect? That counts as going in, right? Hopefully. I feel like this first drought was designed in mind so that you gain access to this at the end of the drought. I'm going to pause that pump. This may be a terrible idea. I'll know shortly. Broken teeth! Or rather, just injured. Yep, we're buying a medical bed. With all of my science. Oh. High score! Holy. We're up to 7. Excellent. Want to know how soon you can pump water on the map? I'm going to say at least 50 days in. AKA, that's a long ways away. Nice touch. Oh, okay. I was thinking weird. You're right. I am currently pumping water at about 10 days in. Sure. What is the soonest you can pump water on this map? Day 4? Day 1, maybe? If day 1, you have got to boogie. That's what injured the guy. Alright, well at least you're recovering. The answer is day 1. That is redonkulous. What do they do? Build the power wheel right here and just connect it up? That is some heavy shenanigans. Oh wait, save. Also, I guess I am gonna go fully through the drought. But yeah, if you can get water on day 1, you wouldn't have to use the method of jettisoning a few to a separate district. Technically don't need the will. What do they do? Like no tree choppers and just blitz the planks for the geothermal? You have me curious how they might manage such a feat. Also, well, you were farming. Kohlrabies are ready to pick. Nice. I am out of food. Okay, not completely, but... I don't know what I want in that building, but... You need the wheel to get the aquifer running. Technically, you don't even need the will. Ah. Either way, impressive feat to manage aquifer pump day 1. But you can pump before that? How and where? What? Is the dirty water, does it have trace amounts of clean water? And that's why you can pump on day 1? Also, because this is flooded, they can't get it. Is that what's happening? What I was figuring. Exactly where the pump is. Is that right? Trace amounts of clean water under the dirty water. Interesting. Drought ended. I forgot to save over that night. But also... I'm afraid I need to call it a night. And with the fact... Oh, they can empty it even though it's flooded. Very convenient. I'm going to call it a night there, because if I continue, I'm going to get sucked in. But, I made a dent. I made my first dent. And honestly, a rethought. All of the crashes before about the not uploading the VOD. Once I was going. it was smooth. So I may upload this piece. Keep going, Chibi. Suck you right in. Keep going. No, I can't. Anyway, I may continue this next Saturday. I would like to. Originally, my end goal kind of idea was to play up until the point I build the Big Wonder, which of course is the Earth repopulator. You know, late game stuff. But we shall see. Also, I'm glad there's so many dead trees on the map, because good lord, how are you supposed to get wood in the early game if there were not? Anywho. Thank y'all for watching. I'm gonna run away, grab a bite to eat, and then go to sleep. If you're new in the crowd, feel free to check the YouTubes for older videos, and vice versa. Since I am going to upload this piece, if you want to see me live and you made it to the end of the VOD, check the Twitch on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Fancy updates and things to give. I don't think I have anything. At least nothing that will keep me from streaming. So, I will see y'all again Tuesday with Euden Chronicles. And, there's a less thorns than the original map. There are so many thorns. There are so many thorns. How are you supposed to deal with all those? Can you just blow them up? Thoughts for another stream. Oh, hey, we had our first kit. We're populating again. Anyways, I'm getting sucked in. Stop. I did just save, so I feel like that's plenty good. Fine, great. Cycle 2, day 1. So, y'all take care, and we'll see y'all next stream.